listening to Cookout Podcast, episode 438. I'm Brando. I'm here with Brian, and we're going to jump on the Moddy-Ho-Ho-Ho train by talking about Moddy-Ho-Ho-Ho 3. Now hit our theme song! Hey Ryan, we're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We're back aboard the hype train for the summer super duper excitement set. If you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, you'll see what excitement means to me.
Yes, this is more accurate, really, right?
Oh no, this is
give me some. That's give me all.
This
right?
is all of it.
Yeah,
and that's what they want.
Yeah.
All
the
excitement.
ho train. That's Moddy-Ho-Ho-Ho. 3 hoes because it's Modern Horizons 3.
Modern. It's Modern Horizons.
Yeah.
Right.
But in that it is the most modern set to be released.
There it
we
is.
go.
Modern
that must be what they mean.
Modern meaning new. I like that. Before we explain what any of that means, we got some stories to tell, some people to thank. Before we get to any of that stuff, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs, and Pile of Bones Brewing Co. They're the second coolest thing out of Regina, and the official beer sponsor for CCO Sidewalk Slam Season 2, right here on YouTube.
Oh, man, lots to unpack there. First thing I'm going to do, because on the TV screen on YouTube, it says Fusion Gaming, use code CCO SAVE. Now, FusionGamingOnline.com.
Right.
You're going to go there.
Yes, you are.
You're going to get some Moddy-Ho-Ho 3.
Absy-art they are.
Absy-art they are.
Absy-art they are.
Yes, sir. You're going to get a discount when you use that code.
What?
Gonna get a discount, and trust me, you're going to need it.
Man, discount means I spend less money?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going there to buy stuff anyway?
Yes, sir.
Spend less on it?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep, very good. And if you're a first-time customer, big thanks to all the new subs. If you've never seen or heard of CCO Perks promo code, that one's going on too when you spend over $100, like $100 Canadian. So like you buy one Modern Horizons 3 Precon. We're going to talk about that next week when we look at the rest of the set.
Oh, man.
But you can buy one of them and use CCO Perks promo code, and you're going to get 10% store credit kickback.
Yeah.
Which is super cool because then you got that store credit that you can use CCO Save promo code on. Yes. The only thing I'm going to say about that is we're into quarter 2 now, or quarter 3. Sure. June started. And the big boss man in like the super high tower sitting on his mountain of money,
Scrooge McDuck.
Yes, might want us to change the promo code. So we'll have to come up with something clever to change it to.
Instead of CCO Perks?
Instead of CCO Save.
But we just changed it.
Hey, I don't make the rules, man.
We just changed it. We literally just changed it.
I'm not going to say anything until they ask us to. So.
I've only used it 16 times.
Oh. Uncle Brando's leading from the front. Way to go.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, as things are spoiled, like I got to make sure that I pre-order all the stuff I need from the new set.
You see a new card, you hit order.
Because you know I'm not going to open it. That's ridiculous. So I order, like, if I want it for Norrin or something, and there's some Norrin cards in this set, let me tell you. Got to pre-order that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I make a few of them. And then they have mercy on me, and they put them all in one really fat envelope, but they put all of the individual order slips all folded around. So when I get them, there's like all the orders are in one. Like
you need like a forklift and stuff to get it delivered.
It's pretty fun.
So we're going to talk about Modern Horizons 3 Commanders today. We're going to try and do all of them.
There's only 32. We can probably do it.
But all of them like are
so many goddamn words.
And decently interesting. There's a bunch that I'm actually interested in talking about, and there's a few that I even want to play like in my 99s.
There's a couple of those too.
And I want to get your take on it, but and we've been trying to like mix in the podcast business, but we got to do some at the front today.
Yes.
We got to do some at the front.
Let's do
it. Because I want to kick off with a couple new patrons.
Oh yeah.
We got new patrons that said that they like they got these pseudonym, these screen names.
What the hell is that all about?
And they need a CCO nickname. It's one of the benefits.
Now, normally we give people real names when they have their own nickname, but these are real nicknames. I assume this is what people call them in their real lives at work.
Especially this first one. Okay,
for sure.
So if you want a CCO nickname, you go to patreon.com/CCO podcast. You sign up. You find like the category that gives you the nickname. Every category gives you Discord access, so when you get your nickname, you can change it in the Discord. Then everybody knows who the hell you are.
Yes.
First one. And this is probably what this guy gets called at work.
Definitely a real name.
Maybe his wife calls him this. I don't know which part of it's worse if your wife's calling you this. Idiotic Avocado.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
What part of him looks like an avocado?
I assume it's his head.
That's not what I was thinking.
Maybe he has really and no shame. Maybe he has really bad skin.
Maybe he got a wrinkly old...
Right? Like, he just doesn't take care of himself and he has, like, weird lizard skin.
Can we change his name to Wrinkly Lizard Skin or something?
I wanted to throw the word guac in there somewhere.
Yes.
Guac box.
Lizard guac. Guac.
Oh, man.
I like guac box, actually.
There is a word that rhymes with guac, but I'm not going to throw it into a nickname because I feel like, given that he's called Idiotic Avocado in his real life, being called guac cock probably isn't going to be the thing that makes his life better. I said it out loud, didn't I?
His nickname is now Guac Cock. That's it.
Yep. Welcome aboard, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not actually sorry. I feel no pity.
Oh no, I feel really good. That's a good one.
Thank you.
I like Guac Cock.
Thank you.
Okay, next one. Headless Joker. Now, I could make some headless jokes, but I'm not sure that I want that to happen to anybody.
That's also the truth. Do you think he means Joker like the playing card or Joker like the Batman villain?
Ooh.
It must be the playing card. Because
Can I change Joker to Choker?
Headless Joker?
No kink shaming in the nation. Headless Choker.
If he's not choking something with a head, what is he choking?
Oh no, we are talking about different things.
What? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Producer Gary's laughing in there. He's thinking about choking his...
See, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. This is insane. This doesn't make sense. Oh, man.
Okay, so a couple little bits of thing here. We've got a new show that's in development on CCO.
What?
Yes. Remember I told you we were talking about the name? And we were trying to like make the name not sound like a crime.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the things that our good friend, Patreon supporter, Discord regular, Jenny McCarthy's brother, is putting together, I guess, like a mini sidewalk slam.
Okay.
With Patreons, with patron people, and he's organizing it in the Discord. And what it is Commander gameplay with the CCO patrons, or CCO Nation as we call them.
Yep.
And it's all going to be VEDH games, and they're kind of going to be like mini sidewalk slams because everybody's friends, and they're going to be cut down to like 20, 25-minute games, just like bang, 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 like card, and like the finishing play, the play of the game, the combo, whatever it is that wins the game. And it's going to be like all of our friends.
Neat.
Yeah, super cool. So we don't have a launch date yet, though. I'm thinking, Jenny McCarthy's brother, you and I, we were talking about like sidewalk slam, sidewalk pickup games. T Coates actually came up with CCO's curbside pickup. There it is.
Mm-hmm. I like that one.
And we can call it like the Patreon pickup games. It could be like PPO, which sounds dirty.
Yes, it does. It really does.
So PPO, curbside pickup with the CCO patrons. Super fun. Watch for it on our socials and like the YouTube channel and stuff because I think it's going to be cool. T Coates is given Colton some editing advice. He's got all the cards on there. It looks really good.
Who's Colton?
Jenny McCarthy's brother.
Ah.
See, the nickname.
Yes.
The nickname. We need him. We need him.
Yes, we do.
We need him. So, final thing second final thing.
What?
I have a bone to pick with you. I didn't even ask you this before we started recording.
Oh, what did I do?
Nothing. It's what you're gonna do.
Oh, okay.
You told me you have a gimmick for your booster box opening of Moddy-Ho-Ho-Ho.
Yes.
Any previews?
No.
Any teasers?
No, I'm not telling you shit. You have to watch.
How would you rate it between 1 and in a cowboy hat? Where does it fall on the scale?
Between 1 and cowboy hat, I'm gonna say like, I don't know. It's a solid like 7.9.
Ooh.
On my way to 8.3. I think people are really gonna like it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you've got a booster box of like a collector box. Do they have collector boxes?
They do have collector boxes. I did secure one for myself.
Oh,
and believe me, it was not easy, and it took me a lot of store credit and finagling. But I did get one.
Yes,
and I am going to open it with everybody on the BBO and the CCO YTC coming up, I guess, next week.
Yeah, it'll be like a Friday or whatever. They usually drop Fridays, right?
So I'll get it on Friday at 3. I'll have it opened on Friday by 3:45. Video off to you at 5, and it'll be out sometime after that, depending on when I stop crying.
Yes.
Like, it looks like I'm having fun, but afterwards I'm like, oh my God.
Are you going to throw any cards? Do you know Uncle
Have
Brando?
you ever watched the BBO on the CCO YTC?
I have.
Come on now. There will be cards thrown for sure.
And I do want to just remind everybody who's listening that if you want to go, like if you're in the land of the free, but you want Brando to open them, or you want to get the discount with the CCO save discount from Fusion on your booster box, because that's going to be like a significant amount of money off.
Yeah.
Right? You can get the cards sent to Brando, and he can do another BBO with them, and then he'll like sort them or whatever and send them off to you.
Yeah.
So do that, because that's going to save Brando from getting pounded, and because it's not his box, it might actually be not terrible.
What would it mean if I opened a good box for somebody? Like, what would that do to the show?
Psychologically, to you?
To me? Like, I wonder
You would just cry.
what does that feel like, I wonder? Like, what does it feel like to open a box and just see good cards falling? What does it feel like?
I don't know. Jesse and I opened up a box of World Wake one time.
Right?
And we split it, so we both got like 18 packs or whatever. The 2 chase cards were Jace the Mind Sculptor and Abyssal Persecutor.
Right.
I opened both of them. He opened neither of them. That felt pretty good. But mostly because it was Jesse, though.
Yes.
Yeah, not because those are awesome. Well, I mean, Jace the Mind Sculptor, greatest of all time, probably. But
Abyssal Persecutor is a card I don't think anybody's ever thought about
no.
since
I did
World Wake.
I did almost lose to that card, but then I thought, oh no, I can't. I actually can't. Okay, so last thing. I'm working on a thing that I can't talk about yet because it's not deep enough into development yet. It's not DDO yet. Deep enough into development.
That's DEO.
But it rhymes with schmick schmarter. Yeah. Just puzzle it out. People are going to know.
Okay.
And when sometimes when you do a thing that rhymes with schmick schmarter, you need a little bit of like startup capital. And I'm not looking for investment or like people to donate. But what I do have, if you want to help with some like startup capital, is go to commandercookout.com, check out the store, because we've got the new merch there.
You got stickers and merch and shirts and
We've
hats
got the
and all
shirts.
sorts of stuff.
I've got new hats with a teal leather patch. I've got not the one I'm wearing, but I've got the summer hats with the scrolly text and the camel bills. We've got the new t-shirts. We've got tokens. We got the new stickers. We got lots of dice left. We got the CCO pins left. Only a couple of those though.
Yeah, those people like those. I like those too.
So if you want to help out with the rhymes with schmick schmarter, commandercookout.com/store. And you can help make it a reality, because we're working on some cool stuff. I showed Uncle Brando. He thinks it's cool.
It's neat.
Yeah.
I have some. I'm even going to add some tweaks.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Tweaks.
Well, there was the one tweak I told you about. That's very important. That's important to people.
I don't remember what the tweak is already.
Well, I can't tell you. Yeah. I can't tell you on the thing because that'll blow the surprise. But I'm telling you, people want what I said.
Okay.
It's very important.
Yes, and I'll take note of it because I already don't remember. Is this what it feels like to be you?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I'm going to open up good cards. No, I'm not.
That's not what it feels like to be me at all. Yeah.
No, that doesn't work.
If you're me and I'm you, then you would open bad cards and I would open no cards. And then the world would cease to make sense, I feel.
Yes.
Like seeing you open cards is like watching a fish ride a bike.
Yeah.
You just never see it.
You know what I really love, and this is the last thing before we get to the 30 new 2 commanders.
Right.
The thing I love is watching people open booster packs. Yeah. Like in real life, like when we go to the Coachman licensed beverage room after EDH&M, or like after a Command Fest or a MagicCon or whatever.
And we just slam M21.
And just open up booster packs, and when somebody gets a cool pull or like a nostalgic card or like a Chase money rare, that's just the best.
And they spill beer on it. It's just dope.
Yeah, use it as a napkin.
Yeah.
Okay, let's find out which of these cards we're going to use as a napkin.
I would use most of these as a napkin rather than play them, but some of them I will also play.
This first one probably going to end up being a napkin, though it is mythic. Nearly all of them are mythic, hey?
Yeah, lots of them are mythics.
Okay, a Johnny Nakatl Pariah. Two mana commander.
Now, before we get into this, because this is like a Janny before he was a Janny. A Johnny, I guess, before he was a Johnny.
Yeah, when he was a dude.
And there's a whole bunch of characters in here that have like mashed together or are dead. So have they just axed the Magic storyline completely?
I think that the Horizon sets don't fall into the storyline. Like think of Modern Horizons 1 where we got Urza and Yawgmoth. Those guys existed like thousands of years apart in the story.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are just like character individual things.
Okay.
Like, okay, so a Johnny Nakatl Pariah is a 1/2 cat warrior for white 1, 2-mana commander.
Neat.
And these flip walkers, this guy's going to flip into a planeswalker.
Yeah.
They're 1 and 2 mana. That's like really good.
That's solid.
Okay, so he enters the battlefield with a 2/1 cat warrior creature token. So you're getting 3 power, 3 toughness for 2 mana.
It's pretty good.
And here's the story. It's him and his brother.
Aw.
Him and his brother Jazal.
Man, Jazal is way stronger than a Johnny in card form, I think.
Whenever one or more other cats you control die, aka Jazal, because he dies and that's what ignites a Johnny Spark. Did you know that?
I did.
Yeah. It's be like if you die, I turn into a planeswalker.
What if you die?
I don't know.
turn into a
You
planeswalker?
probably just forget.
I'd show up and there'd be like a garbage bag with like your hat on it, stuffed with old copies of magazines. And I just look over and talk to it.
And you got to like wrap our arms up with rope so I can move. Producer Gary has dead me, sitting on his lap, and he's like moving me like a puppet.
And he just goes, mother ass! from
Mother
behind.
ass, yeah. And then he
man.
pretends to drink.
So then he
beer and
flips
stuff.
over into a planeswalker that cares about cats, and then its ultimate ability just fucks somebody.
Yes, -4. Each opponent chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the things they control, and then sacrifices the rest. Oh, that's that's a card. That's a card. Frick. It's probably on the screen. Editor Joe, he's pretty good at finding what the card is.
Editor Joe is good at that stuff.
Final something or choice of...
No, it's not choice of damnation.
No, but it's a white card. It's like white 2, and it like gets all things. It's like from Innistrad or something.
Sure.
Anyways, that's a Johnny. He's good. He's going to go in cat decks.
He'd be better if he was green and white.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
that a Johnny is red and white in his cards, but if he was green and white, I feel like he would find a home in more like casual cat decks.
Oh, you know what though?
Because that's what most cat decks are.
This is Boros a Johnny. He flips into red white. This is when he's vengeant. He's trying to get vengeance for
brother getting killed.
his brother getting killed. And a Johnny Vengeant was like the card that was really good out of like a Lara block for a while, remember?
Yep, killed all them lands.
And then after he's like, okay, cool, I'm like Zen a Johnny now. He's gone to like AA meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Aggression Anonymous.
yes, a Johnny Aggression Anonymous AAA meetings.
Yeah.
And now he's like green-whited Johnny, and he's like, chill.
Yeah, here, have a guy whose power and toughness are equal to your life total. That's what he says.
Yeah, or gain 100 life. Yes.
And still lose. Right? Like, I gain 100 life. Sick, bro. I'll hit you for 200. Welcome to Commander.
Yep. Okay, Arna Kellenrud, Sky Captain.
Man, when I was reading this, I was like, this card can fuck all the way off.
This is the what's red, white, black? What is that again?
Mardu?
This is the Mardu one, but with blue instead of red, right? Sir Gwyn?
Sort of.
Sort of. It's a knight, and it's got 2 of the same colors, and it cares about enchantments and artifacts and equipments and shit, doesn't it? Give it a read.
Yeah, okay, so it's a 4/4 for Esper and 2.
Yep.
Flying lifelink.
Pretty good.
Ward, because of course everything has ward now. Discard a card.
Sure.
Jesus. So whenever a modified creature you attacks, a modified creature is a creature that has an enchantment or an equipment or a counter on it, attacks. On that creature, you double the number of counters, if they have counters, and for each non-token equipment or aura that's attached to it, you get a token that's a copy of it.
Attached to it.
That's attached to it.
Jesus Christ, that card's going to slap.
That's insane. That's insane.
That kind of gives me Bruna Light of Alabaster vibes. You know, when she attacks, you get like 3 auras or all auras and equipments from your graveyard hand and shit.
Yeah.
And attached to her.
Yes.
What if you had because she, like, Bruna could go in an Arna deck, and then you get like a double of all of that. That's pretty freaking good.
I mean, why not, right? Like that. I mean, for all those equipment decks that are in Modern, right? Yeah. I mean, the equipment deck in Modern that's Esper colors is definitely going to run this and just roll over people with like Batter Skulls and Shadow Spears.
Is Batter Skull legendary? Shadow Spear is.
What else is it? What's it?
Umazawa's Jite is.
Any sword. There we go. Any sword. That'll
there
do
you go.
it.
That'll
and then
do.
keep in mind
any number of +1/+1 counters.
Keep in mind that the equipments that are tokens still have all the abilities, so you could take like your token copy of Sword of Feast and Famine and put it on a different creature.
Yeah.
Too. So like this
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
This card's going to beat the living shit out of people.
You know what you could do on here?
And there's going to be jack shit you can do about it.
all that glitters on here is going to like make your guy huge.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Next one.
Oh, I like this one.
Next
I like
one.
This one.
Ashling Flame Dancer. This is the hint from the pre-show yesterday.
Say it right, Ryan.
Ashling
There we go.
Flame Dancer.
Yes.
Elemental Shaman 4/4 for red 2. You don't lose unspent mana as steps and phases end.
That's the phrase.
That's the part you
I
like.
like.
Yep.
That's the part I like.
The one that I like is whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, discard a card, then draw a card. That's fine. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, Ashling deals 2 damage to each opponent and each creature they control.
Cool.
Because it needed all of those frickin' words.
For sure it did.
If it's the third time, add red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Ashling is so good.
Yeah, and don't lose
so happy to see her
unspent
back.
mana as steps and phases end. That's everybody's, not just yours, right? So if you're gaining red mana on other people's turns, you get to keep it, right?
I think so. Unless turn is different than step and phase. But
No, because when your final thing ends and your turn ends, it's just somebody else's turn starts, and that turn is full of steps and phases.
oh, sweet.
It doesn't say you don't lose unspent mana as your steps and phases end.
Oh, there we go. That's even better than I thought it was.
Yeah, okay.
So Braid of Fire, and then you play a bunch of instants and sorceries and do damage.
Yeah, or you play it with the Teneb, the guy that gets mana equal to damage dealt in your post-combat.
Yep.
Essentially, this is potential commander number 3 or 4 in the mono-red, Bergie, Teneb, Ashling deck, where you're trying to do the big things, the double damages. It's a burn deck commander, right?
Yep. And it's going to be cool, and she looks super sweet in the Andy Warhol profile treatment.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very excited for that.
I wonder if Editor Joe can have that up on the screen for us.
I'm sure he can. He's a pretty good dude.
He's pretty good. Oh, yeah, that
Isn't
does
that
look
nice?
good with the pink background.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I
like these. We'll talk about more next week, but I really like this crop of profiles.
Yep.
I think they learned from last time, and they're really nice.
Yep.
They're really, really cool.
I still say from collector number left to right, top to bottom, like on 9 cards at a time, 3x3,
It
3x3.
should have been a gradient.
It should have been a gradient. Yeah, it should have been. But maybe next time they'll learn.
Eventually, they'll take our ideas and then not give us any credit for them, like they always do.
Okay. X-Lax.
Asslax, the swelling scourge.
Oh, I got a swelling ass, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what I call little Brando sometimes.
the swelling scourge.
Is prolapse the swelling scourge. That's what I call him. Look out.
Okay.
Let's read what he does. He's a 2/2 for 3, all colorless. Whenever Ass Crack, the Swelling Scourge, or another colorless creature you control eats shit, you get an experience counter.
Ooh.
Creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is the number of experience counters you have, and spawns and scions you control. Those are like the Eldrazi creature tokens that sack for a mana. Get Annihilator 1 and Indestructible until end of turn.
And remember, Annihilator is an attack trigger. So even with your scions, your spawns are 0/1s. Each of them will trigger on attack and make your opponent sacrifice a permanent.
But they're going to be big too, like because of all your experience counters. Because you're obviously probably going to play this in a Scion and what's the other one? Spawn deck.
Yes.
And every time you sack one, you get a counter.
You mean the 5-color Eldrazi deck now?
Yeah.
You know what's actually funny is when we went back to Zendikar, Zendikar Rising or whatever, and we got all the Eldrazi Scions, the 1/1 versions.
Yeah.
That's when we saw Devoid. Where colored cards are actually colorless, and that's where we saw a lot of colored cards produce Eldrazi Scions.
Yeah.
So all of those 18-cent cards, when they're even in foil, are going to go into this deck. And this is from the Precon. So you're going to get this guy as I think this is the backup commander for the Precon.
He is.
So that's probably a good start. The only thing I would say about that is as long as you have the excitement in your wallet,
Right.
or
That you don't want in your wallet anymore.
if you're okay with excitement leaving your wallet, and you have the cards to build a 5-color mana base, I think you could get Ass Crack, the Swelling Scourge, and just spend 9 cents to get all those Eldrazi Scion cards, and then that deck.
And just go to town.
That's the deck.
Yep.
You don't need to spend $100 on the pre-con to get one card that you're going to end up playing.
Correct.
You could just get them like 8 cents at a time.
Yes. And there's a few cards in there that you'd probably want, but I think the big ones that you're going to want to pick up if you're thinking about building this guy now are Emergence Zone and Awakening Zone. Those ones are probably going to see a little bit of an uptick.
Those are the ones that give you a Scion or a Spawn during each upkeep.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
And those weren't, I don't think those were in the pre-con, and they were already a few bucks to start.
Yeah.
So those are probably going to see an uptick now because they're so good in this deck.
Yeah. Okay. This one, I don't know about this one.
I'm totally medium.
Kaith, famed machinist. What I will say, looks goddamn exactly like my grandma. Mother ass. Grandmother ass. 3/3 dwarf artificer. My grandma's even short.
Right.
White, red, blue, 1 dwarf artificer. Fabricate 1. When this creature enters the battlefield, put a +1 counter on it or create a 1/1 colorless artifact creature token. Yeah. Other non-token creatures you control have Fabricate 1.
Cool.
So everything's going to be bigger or everything comes into play with a token.
Correct.
So that's the deck, right? It's
Yeah.
a token deck.
Yeah.
Because nobody's doing Jeskai +1 counters, are they? I don't think.
Probably not.
Also, 2, tap, choose 1. Populate or proliferate. I guess whatever you choose, you can do.
Yes. Okay. I'm very excited again to see the Jeskai token deck really get a great piece for Modern. I'm really excited for those people in the 60 card formats where they're just jamming Jeskai tokens. I'm so excited that they finally have a finisher like this.
Yes.
Great call in Modern Horizons 3.
Man.
Hell yeah, baby.
I bet you can do a bunch of stuff in Jeskai artifact +1 counter decks. Think of modular, think of affinity for artifacts like OG Mirrodin stuff. Think of the stations.
All those cards that are just jammed in every Modern deck. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're topsy-turvying the format like this, Ryan. I can't believe it.
I want to see some smash ups in Modern. That's what I want. I want to see some populates and proliferates on Mirror Enforcers in Modern.
Sure.
Is that even? Can you even play that card in
Probably
Modern?
not. I don't care.
It says affinity for artifacts on it, so I assume you can't play it in Modern, but you can play cards that are way more broken in Modern. So I don't know. Let's move on from this one.
Karam the Undertaker. This is the backup commander in the cram the Undertaker into a box or into your butt. No kink shaming in the nation.
Yes.
He's a 0/5 for Jund and 1. Human warrior.
Sounds good.
Gets +X/+O, where X is the greatest power among creatures cards in all graveyards.
Greatest power among creature cards in all graveyards.
So could be big.
So he could be big. Okay.
Could be giant.
Yeah. I'll accept that.
Whenever he attacks, each player mills a card.
He feeds his own power.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And then once per turn, you may play 1 land and 1 creature from any graveyard that was milled this turn.
Ooh. Jund Mill. Jund Mill.
Right? I thought you'd like that one.
Jund Mill.
He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. You know what? I was gonna open my mouth to say I wish he had blue in him, but now I don't.
Yeah, Jund Mill.
Because Jund Mill.
Yep. That's it. Let's go to the next one.
Well, Jund Mill in Modern though, hey? Whew.
Oh, yeah, for sure. People are going to be jumping for joy for that shit.
Jumping for joy for Jund Mill.
Yeah, baby.
The JJO podcast.
Man, can you imagine if Jund Mill showed up at just the top, all the way to the bottom of the top, 16 Modern decks at Worlds or something? Can you imagine that?
Yes.
Wouldn't we just look like assholes?
You know what?
Hey?
It would be something where it's like Jund Mill, but it's got dredge cards in it. You're milling yourself.
Yeah.
And then it's actually a dredge deck, of which we'll see a commander for. I'm excited to see this guy because I think he's going to be big. I want to see Jund Mill. It'll probably end up with the black in there being self mill, or with the red in there. It'll be like the rummage or chaos discard or whatever, or chaos draw, where you're putting stuff in your own graveyard.
Or you use your giant guy to use green to draw 14 cards, and at the end of your turn, you discard down to hand size.
Also good.
Also milling yourself?
Yes.
But yes.
Yeah, just that's the long way.
Now let's talk about the next one.
Then. What if you mill a Tarmogoyf and this guy gets a 0/5? You could do that with the next card.
You could do that with the next card. And the card that totally trivializes once was a creature that defined Modern is Disa the Restless. She is a 5/6 for 5, 3 of which are Jund colors. Whenever a Lurgoyf permanent card is put into your graveyard from anywhere except play, put it onto the battlefield.
Jund Mill.
Neat. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a Tarmogoyf.
Aww.
Oh, man.
And a Tarmogoyf.
I traded one for a Force of Will once.
I said on the pre-show, I traded a playset of Tarmogoyfs for sealed Commander Arsenal with the with the gray tick down life counter and the foil command tower and the foil Kalia the Vast and the, get this, Commander Arsenal exclusive sleeves. Never even used them. Maybe I should bust that out for a Disa the Restless deck. Oh, that would be such, the irony and the whole
perfect.
Universe coming together.
And for the record, a Tarmogoyf...
And then I'll lend it to Joel, who I traded it from. F you, Joel.
A Tarmogoyf, for those of us that don't play Modern, is a 0 or a star +1 creature. Gets +1/+1 for each card type in graveyards. So Planeswalker, instant, sorcery, creature, enchantment, artifact, whatever.
Yeah.
Battle, I guess now, does it count?
I think it's a siege.
Is it siege?
Or
Battle? Whatever the hell those stupid things are. I think it counts those.
He can get up to like be an 8/9 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably won't.
8/9 for 2 is what he is, and for a long time in Modern and in Legacy, because Tarmogoyf was the scourge of Goblin decks and Merfolk decks, because Tarmogoyf went in the Zoo deck, and the Zoo had like higher punch or more power and toughness per mana cost, but it couldn't play blue. Anyways, so Tarmogoyf was like the bane of Legacy and Modern for a long time, because generally he was a 3/4 for 2 or a 4/5 for 2 once you block with him once, and then he just starts to pound after somebody like tries to alpha and you block or whatever, right?
Now he's a piece of shit chump blocker in EDH.
But his creature type is Lurgoyf.
Correct.
And we don't have a Lurgoyf specific commander yet, and that's why this one is actually kind of cool.
Oh yeah, because now you can play all those other Lurgoyfs.
Terravor, Mordivor, Ockhand's Run, it's a Lurgoyf, is the alphabetically first card in all Magic databases, but it's from Unhinged, so you can't even play it, and it's the wrong colors.
Yeah. See, it's horrific. Let's go to the next card.
Eladamri Corvectel?
This is another
Corvecto?
one. We're going to read what it does, and then everybody's going to know what you do with it.
Yeah.
So it's a 3/3 for green 1. Elf Warrior. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. That's my favorite thing in Magic.
Yes, sir.
Sick. You may play creature cards from the top of your library. Even better than only being able to look at it. Green, tap 2 untapped creatures you control. You may put a creature from the top of your library into play.
Or from your hand
or from your
top.
Hand. Yeah, even better.
It's Elvish Piper or Sneak Attack, but
Elvish Piper.
Or
like that amulet that lets you put stuff in. It lets you play creatures for fucking free.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
what do you do with that? You put in Crater Hoof Behemoth and kill everybody.
In your Elf Ball deck.
Yeah.
And this guy's an elf. And if you have the Concordant Crossroads, because of course you do in your Elf Ball deck, this guy and all the mana dorks that you're ripping across or off the top of your library, like your Elvish Mystic and then your thing and your Elf and your Llanowar Elf, they're all just tapping to play the next one down, play the next one down, play the next one down. And then you make a token every time you play an elf, because of course you do. Yeah. And then with all those elf tokens, you Crater Hoof because you got this guy.
And then you win.
Yeah. So...
awesome. That's what that does. That actually might see some play in Modern, I think. But
this will see play in EDH like crazy.
Oh, for sure.
This card's going to be in every elf deck.
But you got to remember, this is a Modern set, right?
Oh, I forgot.
You got to remember, this is a Modern set. That one actually might be the first card we've talked about that actually might get played in Modern.
Oh, yeah? Maybe.
Now, here's another card that you might see played in Modern, like for sure, right? This is definitely made for Modern.
Dude.
Definitely.
Hot take?
Hot take.
I don't think this card's that good.
I don't either. But
okay.
It's made for Modern for sure.
I'm going to cross my arms when I read it.
Do it.
And I'm going to get people to tell me it's wrong in the YouTube comments.
Do it.
Emrakul, the World Anew.
Cool.
12 for 12. Gotta love that symmetry.
Yep.
Yeah. I wish I could buy a 12 pack for $12, but I live in Canada.
That'd be sick.
Legendary creature Eldrazi. When you cast this spell, gain control of all creatures target player controls. So it's a little bit insurrection-y, but only for one guy.
Yep. And forever.
Oh.
Not just till end of turn.
Oh, that's good.
That's nice.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Okay. Flying, good.
Cool.
Protection from spells and from permanents that were cast this turn.
So you can't O-ring her.
Yep. And you can't flash in a chump block.
Right.
Yep, that's good.
Yep.
Yep, okay. When Emrakul, the World Anew, leaves the battlefield, sacrifice all creatures you control.
Yeah. Owned.
That's fine. They don't get their creatures back.
Right.
And Madness, 6 colorless.
Sure.
That makes it like... That feels non-consequential.
Yes.
But if I can like draw and discard, or if I purposely build to make this a discard thing, I can get my 12/12 flyer for 6 mana.
It's pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah. Of course, it has to be in your hand to do that. So if it's in your command zone.
Oh yeah, this is the least command zone Eldrazi ever.
Yes.
Yeah, this one goes in the 99, and for that reason, it's like, oh, it's just I'll maybe see it or I won't see it. I'll see it once per game. This isn't going to be the Eldrazi I tutor for.
No.
Nay, this isn't even going to be the Emrakul I tutor for.
Yeah.
Right?
The other Emrakul is just kind of better than this one.
Oh, but the other Emrakul. Oof.
Well, banned.
Yeah, banned. Can't even play that one.
Can't play that one.
Maybe they learned their lesson. It's WotC. They don't learn lessons.
Lol. Let's
Yeah.
go on to Genku Future Shaper. That card's fine. Eldrazi Weebs will play her. Right? That's that.
Yeah. Genku Future Weaver. Shaper, whatever. I don't even know what this card does. Non-token permanent you control leaves the battlefield. Choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Create a token that's a 2/2 fox with Vig.
And then you can make moonfolks and foxes and rats, and you can put +1/+1 counters on creatures you control.
On each creature you control for 5. Is that good?
No.
If I have infinite mana, but then I got infinite mana. I can do anything.
There's better things you can do with infinite mana. So essentially, like you play a fetch land, your fetch land goes away, you get a dude plus your land.
Whenever another non-token permanent. So whenever you do anything,
Yeah.
like sacrifice anything, you get a guy.
Yeah, so it's neat. I think it's a cool card. You can get a maximum
Oh,
of
and
3
it's
a turn.
and it's
make them
leave
big.
the battlefield so you can blink.
Yeah.
So okay.
So it's a blink commander, or it'll go in the blink deck. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with this card. I'll bet you it will see some modern play, shockingly enough. And I think it's a fine card in the 99 of an EDH deck.
This was going to be my take. And it was going to be like, this was going to be the take, is Moonfolk players, like all 2 of them,
Yep.
now have white in their deck. And then I thought, oh, it's leave the battlefield so you can do blink to get tokens. This was my next take. It's the Azorius blink deck commander, but we already have 16 of those.
Yeah, we don't need any more
We've
of those.
got Brago, we've got Yorion, we've got Genku. That sounds kind of dirty, eh?
I'm going to gank you.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you like having multiple commanders, same color identity, do a similar thing?
No.
Does it feel familiar? Does it feel boring? Does it feel
sucks. Boros attacky. I'm sick of it.
Azorius blinky blinky?
Yeah.
Blinky dinky. Can we say that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Simic doing Simic stuff. We're even going to hit one of those later on. There's a Simic card that just does Simic shit.
I like that one though.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you like Simic stuff, you like that. Grist Voracious. We got to speed up, man.
Oh yeah.
Grist Voracious Larva is what, like a 1/2 for green?
Yeah.
With Death Touch.
Yeah.
When it or another creature comes into play, if you played it from your graveyard, you can pay green and transform her. And then she makes bug tokens,
Yep.
and you mill, and you get a Death Touch counter if you mill a black card.
Yep.
Then you can down tick her to kill an artifact or an enchantment.
Yep.
And then you can minus some number of her to get a copy of all of the creatures in your graveyard into play, except they're 1/1 bugs, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But you can't remember somebody's name that you just met.
Correct.
Frick.
Yeah.
Mother ass.
Yeah, that's life.
Okay, here's the question, then we'll move on.
Okay.
Do you play this Grist because it flips over into Golgari, or do you play the other Grist as your commander?
I personally would play this one because I'm not going to build Insect the deck, so I'd rather play this.
And if you built Insect the deck,
I would play the other one.
the other one? Okay. But you could play both.
I could play both in the same deck. I would probably still use this one, though.
Man, that back Planeswalker art is rad.
It's really cool.
That
Yeah,
is
it's like
freaking
a-
rad. Made out of bugs.
Yeah, man.
Made out of bugs.
Why is she 1 bug when she's little, but then she's a bazillion bugs when she's big? I don't understand that. Like,
I
how
don't
do
know. That's an all filler Miller question.
Yeah, he probably don't.
He probably knows. Okay, the first card that I'm going to put in a 99.
I like this card too.
Okay.
I like this one too.
Harrogast Erupting Null Kite.
Sure.
Yeah, whenever there's some trope like
Erupting.
no, like a Hellkite is a dragon,
Yeah.
or What's the other one? The Muldrifter one. Muldrifter, it's Null Drifter. If it's
yeah.
Eldrazi, it's Null because it's nothing, because it's no color. Anyways, Eldrazi Dragon, it's a 6/6 flying for 9.
Yep.
Seems bad. That's why I'm going to play it. But it's got Emerge 6 red.
Yes.
So you sacrifice a creature and then minus that creature's casting cost from 6 red.
Yes.
So this could be very cheap. And when you cast this spell, you may exile your hand. If you do, draw 3.
Sure.
So late game fills your hand back up. Each creature spell you cast has Emerge. The Emerge cost equal to its mana cost.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, so you can just cycle your guy on the battlefield for the next guy.
Yeah.
Guy on the battlefield for the next guy because everybody has Emerge and you're getting a huge discount. This is going into Lord of Tressorhorn because I want my guys to die
There you go.
because they suck.
I do like those. I like that lots. Emerge, as we all know, also is just another way of saying offering from Kamigawa, except it's non-specific. So instead of offering a snake or a rat or a moonfolk, you just offer whatever the hell.
Yeah. Eldrazi don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Everything is nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Imskir Iron Eater.
I don't know why that's funny.
It scares Iron Beater is a 5/5 for 8. So you know this is going to be good. He's got affinity for artifacts.
Yep.
So he's a 5/5 for 2. When he comes into play, you draw X, lose X, where X is half the number of artifacts you control, and then he does something else.
So draw 3, lose 3, 5/5 for 2. Let's just like maximize this because commander.
Yes.
Yep. Red 3, sack an artifact, bosh or fling, equal to artifact's mana cost.
That tells you what the deck does. That tells you how to play the deck. Are we ever going to see this in Modern?
Well, those Bosch Iron Golem decks are pretty good, hey?
Yeah, that's... Wait.
Bosch decks were a thing in Commander for a long time.
Yep.
And you know who else is a thing in Commander?
Tell me.
Bryon Stoutarm.
Ah.
And this is very akin to that. And I do play a lot of artifacts in my deck.
Sure.
I could switch my Bryon Stoutarm deck to I'm Smear Iron Beater and lose on Sidewalks Land.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Y-
A Yodi Moog Ancient.
Yodi?
I'll take that, sure.
Yodi Moog Agent. Sure.
Whatever.
2/4 elemental for 4, 2 of which are Simic. Enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 green forest dryad creature for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game.
Neat.
So you get a dryad arbor.
Yeah.
Okay? At the beginning of combat, each combat,
Yep.
land creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is Yodi's power.
Is this going to go in your lands deck?
No. No, it's not a land.
Is it going to go in other people's lands that are dudes decks?
Yes.
Is there lands that are dudes decks?
Allegedly.
Well-
like they do exist, and this should go in it because
Good.
it gives all of your lands that are creatures like that. What's the one that makes all your forests into 1/1s? And people try to combo with it because there's like lots of untapped creature things they can do when their lands are creatures. This guy could be the new commander of that and give you access to another color. And he acts as a win condition in that deck that isn't an infinite combo.
Sure.
So that's where you'll see that.
Sure.
Oh, baby.
Kozilek the Broken Reality is next.
Oh, that's a good card.
This is a 9/9 for 9. When you cast this spell, up to 2 players manifest 2 cards from their hand. We draw a card for each card manifested this way, and then other colorless creatures we control get +3/+2. Now, to manifest a card, you take it, you put it face down in front of you. It's a colorless 2/2 creature. And if it's a creature on the bottom half, you can pay its mana cost at any time to flip it over, and now it's the creature that it was.
Yes. If you manifest early and they don't have mana to cast that creature is just not in their hand anymore.
Right.
Awesome. If they're late game sandbagging like an extra turn spell or an insurrection, now they've discarded it and got a shitty 2/2.
Yeah.
I can choose myself and manifest my own guy, and then they're 5/4s.
You can make what is that? You make 19 power worth of guys for 9 and draw 4 cards and strip your opponents of 2 of their things.
Fuck, this card's good.
This card's going straight into my Wolfgar deck, even though she doesn't have an attack trigger.
Now,
Oh, baby.
if
Good one.
you had the choice to play this Kozilek or OG Kozilek with Annihilator 4,
I would immediately play first Kozilek, Annihilator 4.
because it's got cast draw 4, Annihilator 4.
Yeah. The Annihilator 4 pushes it over the line. I don't give a shit about
Bro,
swinging
this
for
got
5.
19 power.
In the deck that I play Eldrazian, that Annihilator 4 becomes Annihilator 8. And I don't need 19 power because you ain't got no permanents left.
You're not wrong.
I'll swing at you and you can have your untapped forest.
Can we agree on something?
Yes.
Both? Okay.
Yes. Now here's a card that I think is just going to be hell. This card is Dante's Hell, like the 4th ring or wherever everybody's a tree and the dogs are scratching at the roots.
Yeah, this is
That's what the, oh God.
Bear Moon? Blood Moon Bear?
Oh,
Like, what do
God.
people call this?
I don't even care. But care.
Kudo.
I don't even care, Bear. That's what he is.
He doesn't.
Kudo, King Among Bears, is a 2/2 for white green. Other creatures have base power and toughness 2/2 and are bears in addition to their other type.
You mean other creatures you control?
No,
No.
I mean all other creatures. Hey, nice Kozilek, dickhead. Now it's a 2/2.
Yeah, nice frickin' 19 power for 9 mana. Nice Sauron, Thick Daddy, and Orcs. They're all frickin' 2/2s.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Well, I guess the armies would still be big because they have counters on them.
Yeah,
But
okay.
It just shrivels things into oblivion, and it's just goddamn.
And
I
they-
hate this card. Oh.
Man alive, hey?
If this was a Naya commander, you could build this and nothing but pyroclasm effects. Because you play this and then one anthem to keep your guys alive and just burn everybody.
Don't we
to
have a
death.
Naya Bear?
Well, yeah, but not in. He has to be in the command zone to make that deck
I
work.
suppose, yeah.
Otherwise,
Because green doesn't have any creature tutors.
no,
Yeah.
no. But that card's gonna just be Dante's Hell. I swear to God.
Yeah, that card is good. This card is freaking good.
Let's talk about what's the guild again? Simic.
Simic.
Let's talk about Simic.card.
Nadu Winged Wisdom is a 3/4 bird wizard for blue-green 1 flyer. Creatures you control, like all of your creatures, all your freaking creatures, all of them have this.
Yeah.
Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or an ability, reveal the top card of your library, if it's a land, put it onto the battlefield, otherwise put it into your hand. Only triggers twice each turn.
Oh no, per creature?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Per creature? Oh my god, per creature?
Yes.
Because the creature gains it.
Yes.
So if you have a just recently spiked in price Shuko,
Yeah.
an equipment that equips for 0, you can just, or Lightning Greaves, because nobody plays that card.
That's right.
You can just equip and move the equipment around twice per creature and draw like frickin' 18 cards.
That's right.
Plus all of the cards in your hand that target your creatures on your opponent's turns.
That's right.
Like all the things that say target creature gets protection or gains indestructible.
Yep.
Or fights.
Correct.
Ooh.
Yep.
This guy's good.
Yep. Because you had to Simic harder. You know what? It was too difficult to get land and cards in blue-green. It was too hard.
But
so they made it easier for us on a cool Birdman.
Bird is the word.
It is the word.
This guy doesn't say +1/+1 counter on him?
Shut up. That's just, I love the art on this next card. I don't know what it is about it, but I love it.
Omo, Queen of Vesuva.
But I don't think she's very good.
No.
I don't think
this
she's
is
very
this is
good.
one of the commanders in the pre-con in the everything deck where you get the expensive land.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk about that in the next couple weeks. Give it a read.
Yes, it is a 1/5 for Simic Hybrid in 2. Whenever she enters the battlefield or attacks, you put an everything counter on target land and another on target creature. And then lands that have everything counters are all land types. So all the basic land types, it's a tower, it's a mine, it's a desert, it's
a
gate,
locust, it's a gate.
all that shit.
Yeah.
And the creatures are all creature types.
So like Changeling.
Yes.
Gains all creature types.
So it turns all your regular creatures into changelings. So like, do you just play creatures in blue-green that are good and then they turn into changelings and who gives a shit? Do you play, or do you really need more mana? Do you need to play Urzatron in your Omo Queen deck so you can have even more colorless mana because Simic can't make enough mana or draw enough cards? Is that what this is for? What's the point of this?
I think it lets you like run a bunch of non-basics that care about other things, right? Like the towers and the locusts and all that stuff, and it's cute. But I think also, my Orvar the All-Form deck, because he's all creature types.
Yep.
I do all the Mirrors and Mirror Lords, all the Merfolk Lords, all the Wizard Lords. I think that you do that in 2 colors. You get all the Elf Lords, you get like the Tarmogoyf Lords, if those ever exist. Like you get all the different lords that make bonus for all your other creatures, and they all give each other all of everybody's bonuses. I think that's what it is, and this ends up being some combo deck that you and I haven't researched to know about, or it's like just an aggro frickin' beat deck.
No, let me tell you, as somebody that played 5-color Oops All Lords, it doesn't work.
Oh no,
it doesn't work.
What deck was that?
Corona.
Oh yeah.
Before I turned it into what it would inevitably come, which was a Voltron that like
goes to other
traveled around the table. It was like an Oops All Lords deck where I played all the changelings and all the really good lords.
Yeah.
And then I would have these big dudes that would get bigger whenever the Corona attacked. Yeah. And it sucks. It's a shitty deck.
But this is 2-color, and you get all the. You don't have to do 5-color.
Yeah, but you get less lords. You get some of the best ones,
I suppose,
in green and blue. You get some really good lords, but like. It's. I'm telling you, it's a bad deck.
Let us know in the comments and what is it? Because I haven't looked at this pre-con because I had no interest in it. I don't care. Let us know what deck this is going to be at the helm of. Give us a list. Let us know in Discord the preferred deck lists. Like if you're a patron, like we'll do this deck because I would be interested to learn about it. If you want to drop us an email, commandercookout@gmail.com, or let us know in the YouTube comments, like, what is this one going to do?
Yeah, I want to see this card not be boring
because
and shitty.
It feels like I'm missing something very specific, but it also feels like how broad I went is too broad.
Sure.
So somewhere in the middle is where it's going to land.
Pearl Ear Imperial Advisor. Advisor!
Straight to advisors. 3/4, pretty big for an advisor.
Yeah.
That 4 toughness actually makes a difference in my Archimandrite deck.
Sure does.
Yeah, because advisors are usually little pussy-ass bitches. Okay, Fox Advisor, lifelink. Enchantment spells you cast have affinity for auras. Specifically auras, okay? So, like, if I got, like, a freaking Concordant Crossroad, my enchantment's not going to cost less. It's got to be an aura. Okay. Whenever you cast an aura spell that targets a modified permanent you control, draw a card. That sounds like it's going to be good in Enchantress decks, but two things is if this is your commander, you're playing a mono-white Enchantress deck, which is not very good. And B, usually in Enchantress decks, you spread your auras around onto a bunch of different things, like the land enchantments that give you more mana.
Right.
So you're not targeting something that's already modified.
You know what this deck is?
What is it?
Light Paws. For everybody that played Light Paws, and then you realize that your Light Paws deck, as strong as it is, it's literally the same game every single time.
Yes, sir.
And that gets boring.
Yes,
so they printed Pearl Ear, so you can take Light Paws out, put Pearl Ear in, change deck not at all, play it.
Oh, and that makes it more fun?
Yes, because now your game experience isn't exactly the same every time, and you have a card draw engine in your mono-white enchantment-heavy beatdown deck.
Okay.
And so I appreciate this card, that it exists, because I really do think that it's just there to replace Light Paws for those people that were trying to play it in casual but realized that you kind of can't. Because, like, yes, you can play the deck badly to kind of play to the level of game that you're in, but why do that when you could just play the shit out of a less powerful card? So good on them for printing this one. I like it.
There you go.
I like it.
And it's an advisor.
All sorts of good stuff.
I don't like this next card because it's going to be everybody puppo, good boy, doggo, blah, blah, blah.
Fairly Exuberant Shepherd. It's a blink card, too. Like, who gives a shit? It's a blink card.
You blink something. If you blink your own thing, it comes back with +1.
Dope.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Flage. Flage, Titan of Fire's Fury.
Oh, man. I honestly thought it was Flange. Like in a toilet? I thought it was Flange.
I thought it was Regina Phalange from Friends. 6/6 Elder Giant for 3 mana. Boros and 1. Enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless it escaped. It's a Titan.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Like Uro and that other one.
Yeah. Croxus. Croxty?
Sure.
When it enters the battlefield, it lightning helixes something. 3 to something, we gain 3.
Yep.
And you escape it for white, red, exile 5 from your graveyard.
So it's just like the other Titans. It'll probably work the same way as the other Titans. See everything we've ever said and anybody's ever said about the other Titans.
Infinite mana, cast it from command zone infinite times, sacrifice it, zone it.
Yeah.
Rep. So
Play
that's
whole
fine.
deck, yeah.
Do you pay 7 mana to deal 6 and gain 6? Is that fine? It's probably shitty, hey?
That's shitty.
Okay.
But if you have infinite mana, you win the game. So
yeah.
make infinite mana in Boros, win game, sure.
Yeah, make infinite mana and Boros. That's the hard part.
That's tricky. Man, I don't even want to talk about this next card.
Okay, I'll do them real quick.
You do it real fast.
This is the flip Ral that makes instants and sorceries cost less. Cast an instant or sorcery, flip a coin. If you win, you can take a damage and flip them. He flips into +1, instant sorceries cost less, -2, draw a card, do damage, -8, get a spell from the top 8. Yeah. The thing about him is both sides of him do what Goblin Electromancer does, but this guy's got upside over Goblin Electromancer, and he's easier to cast and can be your commander.
Yeah.
So if you care about Goblin Electromancer and copying spells in your command zone, you probably care about this guy.
If you're playing a Storm deck, you'll probably play this. Storm is so broken, we should print some more support for it. Let's move on to Roshin, Roaring Prophet.
This one is interesting.
Of course it's interesting. It's Gruul.
Okay. 4/4, Giant Shaman for Gruul and 2. Enters the battlefield, mill 6. I like it already.
Yep.
You could put a card with X in its mana cost from among the milled cards into your hand.
Yeah.
So mill 6, draw an X, drop.
So it's doing Golgari stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Tap. Reveal any number of cards with X in their mana cost from your hand. Add colorless for each card revealed this way. Spend this mana only to cast things that have X in their mana cost.
It's doing Metalworker stuff.
That's freaking Metalworker.
Man, hell yeah, right? Man, Gruul is the best.
This card, better than Roshin Meanderer?
Yes, I think.
You play them both, though, probably.
Of course you do. They're in the same deck. They do the same thing. Roshin is just like it's an upgraded one. Because Roshin has been far outclassed. So far away.
You know what I don't like?
Tell me.
I don't like when they do that. Where it's like, oh, you have a Roshin Meanderer deck? Here's better Roshin. Yeah. Well, and you have done nothing to your deck except make it better.
That's
the opposite of what you said about Purlier.
It's the exact opposite of what I said with Purlier.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
I like this one in the same way for the exact opposite reason. Because Roshin was a deck that I played.
Yeah.
And I took it apart because it sucked. Power creep just took it out of contention. Like it just wasn't good anymore.
Okay.
But if I wanted to put that deck back together, I could, because now there's, not that I couldn't before, but like, I think it would stand a better chance in the current power level of Commander games that I play in if I had this new one.
Okay, I like that take. If there's some endearing deck, some pet deck that you can only play when like people are busting out like jank shit.
Yeah, like
right.
My Roshin deck used to get rolled by precons like 3 or 4 years ago.
Ooh.
And precons have got much better now.
You tried being good at Magic?
Right? Like, holy.
Okay. Satya, Etherflux Genius. This is the energy commander.
It's for the energy decks that exist in Modern. Let's just keep going.
Now, good take, boys.
Every Thursday on our Facebook page, you're going to see altars by Ryan.
Yeah.
One of those altars is going to be Gengar, Sire of Famine. Gengar, as we all know.
Shill Gengar?
No, just Gengar. You
Gengar?
take out the shell, put the Gengar Pokemon on top. You're going to sell those every week.
Oh, I understand.
Every week
Gengar,
you're going to sell Gengar.
Sire of Famine. This guy is cool.
This guy's a neat. I like this guy. I like that he's a million different creature types, and I like that 5-color mono with Angel Aaron is finally going to build a black deck. Because I know he is.
Because it's an angel deck, but he's a freaking demon.
Right?
And Aaron's going to have an identity crisis. We're going to have to like console him, and he's going to cry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dope.
6/6 for 5 with flying. Because that's...
For 5, yeah. Like that's, of course.
Sacrifice another creature, create a blood token.
A butt token. Oh, so good.
Powerful magic so far.
Yeah.
If you sacrificed an angel this way, create a number of butt tokens equal to its toughness instead.
Yeah.
So, like, sacrifice a Sarah Angel, you make 4.
Yep.
That's sure. And that's baseline because angel tokens are 4/4s.
That's many butts.
Yeah, okay.
That is several butts.
You go Orzhov hybrid
times 3.
Sacrifice 6 blood tokens. Return each creature from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on them, which means if they would die, exile them instead.
If they leave play to go anywhere,
yeah,
they're gone from the game instead.
Also, they're vampires now.
Yes. So it's a vampire, demon, angel, elder deck. Yeah, I like that lots.
Man, this guy's cool.
I like him lots.
I want to see this deck. And how cool. I want to alter this deck. This is the deck that I want to paint cards for.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
This is the one.
Yeah, it'd be so like gothy and like oh man.
Yeah, like Aaron's Apostles deck. Golds, blacks, reds. This is a cool one.
Yeah.
Okay.
6.
Full stop?
6. That's the
6.
name. It's the tree that Ren rode in. until she abandoned his ass for 7 and then abandoned his ass for World Breaker.
Oh, yeah?
That's how I think the story went. I don't know.
Okay.
Man, what a hussy Ren is, hey?
Yes.
What a sexually liberated human. Dryad.
Yeah.
Good for them, man.
Or whatever.
I bet you
it
6
is.
was a jerk.
Well,
Fuck this guy's villain.
maybe he's just a good guy trying to like...
No.
Maybe he's a nice guy and he's finishing last. So he's a 2-4 with reach, 4-3. Lots of words for a 3-drop here.
Oh, my God.
Whenever 6 attacks, so you got to attack with them, mill 3 cards. You can put a land card from among them into your hand.
Sure.
As long as it's your turn, non-land permanent cards in your graveyard have retrace.
Yeah, buddy.
So you use that land that he put into your hand and pay the mana cost of the spell in your graveyard.
Yep.
Discarding the land,
Yep.
you take the card from the graveyard, put it on the stack, cast it, and then it goes back into your freaking graveyard. This guy's good.
Yes.
This guy's good.
Yes. Retrace is a great ability, and I'm glad to see it coming back in this manner. Also, you know that this is non-lands, and they're permanents, so you can cast your creatures.
Ooh,
You're going to retrace your dudes. I like him.
I could retrace my Ren in 6.
Yes.
Just to make him feel bad.
Yes, you could.
Okay.
Check this out. The Return of Grandeur. And is this the first legendary common creature? Not that rarity means shit anymore, but like...
I want to say yes, but it's probably not.
And it's Fire Blast. It's Fire Blast on a dude.
Enters the battlefield. Skoa, Ember Mage, Goblin Wizard, 6-drop. Enters the battlefield. 4 damage to any target. You can discard another one of him and sacrifice 2 mountains to deal 4 damage to any target. This card could see play in Modern because it's Fire Blast in a burn deck.
Yes.
This guy's freaking good.
Although he costs 6 up front. I don't know if burn decks want to cast 6. Pay 6.
Oh, you have to have this one in play, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You have to have this one in play?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Okay, forget what I said.
Yeah. No, he's not going to see play fucking anywhere. This guy sucks. Let's move on.
It's too bad they didn't say you could play any number.
That'd be good. That'd be good. Sorin of House Markov he's there.
He's a 2-drop commander, 1/4 lifelink extort.
Yeah.
And yes, you can play him in whatever. He doesn't have a white in his color identity. That's reminder text, blah, blah, blah.
Well, he's also black-white on the backside. So
You shut up.
And he flips over and he like...
Post-combat main phase, if you've gained 3 or more life, you flip him.
Yep.
And backside got extort. +2 food token. -1.
Yes.
He deals damage equal to the number of life you've gained this turn to any target. Mm-hmm. That's freaking good.
Yes, it's a good finisher in several decks that gain life. It's a good life gain finisher, and it would be really good in an aristocrat deck where you have the guy who's gaining life faster than you can drain it out, and you can just kill him off at the end of turn.
Yep.
It's a fine card.
He's good.
He's fine.
Not fine, but everybody's hype about this one. Tameo, Inquisitive Student.
Card can fuck off.
0/3 Moonfolk Wizard for 1 with flying. Attacks, investigate. Okay. So take 0. I'm going to get a stupid clue token because Tameo clue token. Whenever you draw your 3rd card in a turn.
Sure. Well, I mean, brainstorm, like whatever.
Yeah, sure. We're just trashing. They're just dragging this card through the mud, hey?
Well,
draw your 3rd card. Exile, flipper. She turns into... she got green.
Yeah.
+2 until end of turn. Whenever a creature attacks, a planeswalker you control gets -1. Sure. -3, return instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. If it's green, add a mana. Sure. Doesn't seem that good. For a -3, you can't even freaking do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And -7, in 86 turns from now. Draw cards equal to half the number of cards in your library. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it's -7, win the game. Cool.
And you get an emblem with no max hand size. Just in case.
As if you need it.
Yeah, I don't like this card.
The other card can eat shit.
This next card, though.
Oh, I like this.
I like this.
I like this.
Yeah,
the Necro Bloom.
This one might go in my lands deck.
I want to do something with this too. I just don't know what yet. He's a 2/7.
He kind of looks like a sea cucumber and a fleshlight had a baby.
Correct. Yes.
With the like LED lights in it if you're like Cammon. I've been making a cam girl joke in a good long while, man. It's
yes.
been a while. And I said that the last time I'd made a cam girl joke. Man, we got to bring back cam girl jokes on CCO. We need an extra C, and the C stands for cam.
CGCO, Commander Cam Girl Cookout Podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
The Necro Bloom is a 2/7 for white, black, green, 1. It's a plant, landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, you make a 0/1 plant. Then it like Field of the Dead. So if you have 7 lands of different names, you also make a zombie. And he also has land.
Wait, you get both?
Yeah.
No, it's zombie token instead.
Oh, fuck that.
Oh,
never mind. This sucks instead. It doesn't suck.
Read the last part.
It's still good. Land cards in your graveyards have dredge 2.
Oh, so if you were to draw a card, you can mill 2 and take that land card with dredge into your hand. That's cool. Very good when you have land cards that cycle, because you put the land card into your graveyard to cycle it, and you would draw a card, and then you just go, oh, oops, I'll take that land into my hand.
And draw 2 instead.
Into my graveyard, that is.
Yes. Well, that's where you draw 2. This card.
This is a cool card.
This card is what we commonly refer to in Commander discourse as a mistake.
You think so?
Because this is the card that's going to show everybody why dredge was so strong to start with. And it's going to turn into the dredge scale. Mark my words, Ryan. This card is going to ruin friendships.
Okay. I was going to wait until we finished our last 2 commanders, but I'm going to ask you now.
Okay.
This is one of the questions I always ask you when you do legendary reviews.
Okay.
Is this the most powerful legend in the set?
Yes.
You think so?
I think it is.
You
yes.
think it is?
I think it is.
You know what? It's given me the dredge vibe, of course, and everybody's like got prickly backs and stuff and hair standing up because dredge is on a card, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that maybe we're over emphasizing. But this also gives me like Gitrog vibes.
Let me be
Land in your graveyard, like draw more cards, cycling gives me Gitrog vibes.
The old man from 91.8, like BC right now. Let me just be that guy. You kids out there these days, you don't know what dredge was really like.
No.
You only know regular dredge now that you have tools to fight it. You weren't there in like extended or standard where dredge would come up.
You weren't
and
there yet.
Just fucking beat you to death, and there was nothing you could do about it. That's why there's so much graveyard interaction right now.
Golgari, Grave Troll, Dredge 6, Bridge from Below, mill everything, make 10 2/2 zombies, and then what was it? Flamekin Zealot goes into your graveyard, and then
give him haste and +1/+1, swing for 30 on turn 1.
And then you dread return by sacrificing 3 creatures after you've dredged the dread return into your graveyard. Yeah. Then you get the Flamekin Zealot back, and all your remaining 2/2s are now 3/3s with haste, and all that happened on turn 1.
Yep.
And that was in extended. That wasn't even in frickin' vintage where you had access to like Bazaar of Baghdad and shit.
And Lion's Eye Diamond and stuff. Like this, and I'm not saying that this card isn't able to do that.
Though it could.
But it could. And this thing is going to beat the crap out of it.
Last time I checked, you could play Bazaar of Baghdad and Golgari Grave Troll and all the stuff, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I asked Brando one time when you played Dredge in Legacy, I said, if there was a card that did nothing, that you couldn't even cast, like the card does nothing except your life total becomes 1, Dredge 10, would you play it?
Immediately.
You play 4 of them.
Oh yeah. I would want to play all of them all the time.
Yeah.
Yep. I would
pretty bad against burn.
You know?
Pretty bad against burn.
If they ain't got no land, I'd probably still get them.
Oh, not if they got the frickin'
maybe if they had Fury or something.
No, if they got the
yeah, but they'd have to have
what's the card? Flame Blast?
Well, they'd have to have land.
Flame
to cast
Blast?
it for free. You got to remember, I go first.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter if my life total's 1 if you're 0.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, Dredge is so good. Last two,
Ulamog and his kid.
Ulalek, I think is Ulamog and Kozilek. They like melded together in the Blind Eternities, and they crapped themselves out as a Wooburg monstrosity that could also be cast for 5 colorless. He's got Devoid. It's a 2/5 for 5. Whenever you cast an Eldrazi spell, you may pay colorless. If you do, copy all spells you control, then copy all other activated or triggered abilities you control. You can choose new targets for the copies.
What?
That's pretty good.
That's
where you play like an Ulamog or something, and you can like replay it to exile more permanents, and the top end is very, very high, and the low end is also pretty high. Actually, this is a very powerful card.
The art, the mana cost, the ability, the place your mind goes when you think about the top end, it's like it's a doubling season and a Panharmonicon and an Eldrazi and 5 colors and no colors, like all at the same time. The place where you go is exactly what Wizards of the Coast wants with this card. It is the epitome of a commander card. Yeah. All with shoulder boobs.
I don't like how washed out that picture is. I can't get over it.
I can't get past the shoulder boobs.
Like, have you ever looked at a Magic card?
Look at it, and it's wearing like a tuxedo. It's got like a collar.
What's the most like eye-catching part of that?
Look at it. It's dink. Look at it. It's got a sliver for a dink.
That's an elephant head, man. See, look, there's his eyes.
It's got an elephant trunk and a sliver head for a dink. Tell me you don't see it.
I was explaining it to you. I just explained it to you.
Oh, yeah, it does. Look at it. Look at it. It's got tusks and everything.
If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be on the screen. I'm sure Joe is like using the telestrator to show everything is.
But the point is, he's like, boys, you're already freaking 13 minutes over. Get on with it.
The point that I'm trying to make is when you look at this card, the most eye-catching part of it is the name line, and that's not good. That's the first place your eyeball goes because the only place that has a color that isn't some kind of washed out pastel.
Oh no, I'm looking at its shoulder boobs.
That's because you looked really closely at it first. Now you can't unsee.
Hey man, I see boobs. I'm looking. Okay, is this the de facto Eldrazi commander, Ulalek?
No, the other one is.
Which one?
The other 5-color one from earlier. That one is.
You think so? Mm-hmm. I think it's this one. I think you're going to see this one more.
I think that people are going to try and build this one, and then it's not going to go the way that they think it is because it's so mana intensive, and they're going to play the other one because it does the thing that you want to do faster.
Yeah, that's ass slag
swelling scourge.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think that people, when they start kind of going for splashiness, they play Ulalek. If they're going to play for efficiency and wanting to like just kind of win some games and beat some ass, they're going to play the other one.
Both
are good.
Very threatening. And if you sit down against an Eldrazi deck, try to kill that person because they will kill you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time.
Speaking of killing.
Oh my God.
This might be the most powerful. This is Layman's most powerful card in the set. Like sheer power, top end, will demoralize your opponent's conversations of, and I don't agree with, this card needs to be banned. Oh my God, it's going to ruin the format and games with this card are going to be miserable. Just fucking kill it. I don't know.
Yeah, just kill it with something. Ulamog the Defiler is a 7/7 for 10. When you cast this spell, target opponent exiles the top half of their library rounded up. So you mill them out, kind of.
Cool. And you might get their win conditions and really demoralize them, and they say they hate mill. Sure.
Then they're sad. So then that has Ward, sacrifice 2 permanents.
That's really strong.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Ulamog the Defiler enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is equal to the greatest mana value among cards in exile.
Let's say that it's 5.
Yeah, I think that 5 is going to be the gold standard. I'm going to say it'll always be 5 at least. It's probably not going to be less than that. It could be as high as 9 or 10, or maybe 12.
If it's less than 5, you're not happy.
Yes.
If it's 5, it's like, oh, that's really good. If you hit somebody's like frickin' expropriate, or I'm thinking of the extra turn one that's got delve. Yeah, it's like 11.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Or if you hit another Eldrazi.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be like a 17/17.
Yeah. With Annihilator 10.
Yeah.
Which
Annihilator equal to the number of +1s on it.
Keeping in mind, you can also do things like doubling season to double the number of counters that go on it.
You can proliferate the counters. And you can do that in your Ulalek deck because it's got green in it.
Yeah.
You can double the amount of counters. You can go.
Well, you can do that in the Ulamog Defiler deck because you have like Contagion Engine.
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh, I was thinking like double the number of counters, fight something, annihilate you for like 16 now because it had 8 before, and then hit you for frickin' 20 something.
Yeah.
This card is just the sheer power level is so high. At a glance, it's easy to see or say that this is the most powerful card in the set.
It's not.
Even though the Necrobloom you're claiming
The Necrobloom definitely is.
Okay, so the questions. Most powerful, most popular. Necrobloom, Ulamog.
Yes, the Necrobloom is the most powerful one. Fight me.
Which one is going to be the most popular? Probably Ulalek or Craig.
Yes, one of those. Just the fact that the Eldrazi decks are pre-ordering for the money that they're pre-ordering from as we record this is a testament to the fact that those 2 creatures are going to be the most popular out of the thing. And I'll bet you they're going to be in like the top 10 or 25 commanders all time, just period.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Because everybody loves Eldrazi except us.
No, I like them.
Then everybody loves Eldrazi except me. And I play them too. So,
but I hate myself.
right? I hate myself for doing it, but I do it.
Which ones are you going to play? Which cards are you going to build, if any? Like which 99s? Sorry, which commanders, and then which in the 99?
If I was going to build one, I would do the Necrobloom just because.
Because you got all the dredge cards in foil.
I got all the stuff to play it. I might as well. I'd like to say I'm going to build Ashling Flame Dancer, but I'm not. It's just not my card.
You've done the mono red thing, and you got mono red decks.
Yeah, I've got 4 of them. I don't need any more. And then the last one that I think I like is Roshin, because it's a callback to a deck that I did really, really enjoy, and it is kind of an opportunity for me to take another kick at it. And 6. I'm going to play 6 for sure in my AV deck, so I can get some more replayability out of my stuff that I'm paying 7 for, so I can play a Storm deck.
Yep, for
sure.
What about you? I want to try out Sorin House Markov in my Elenda deck because my commander has lifelink. It's easy for me to flip them, and on turns where I do gain that life, I can you can chump block, and then I gain the life, and then I hit you anyways.
Don't be anyway.
Because he's got the minus ability. I like that. Ral Monsoon Mage could replace Goblin Electromancer, or I could play both in Calamax because I want to double, I want to reduce, I want to cast the instants and sorceries. And I like the idea of transforming my Bryon Stoutarm deck into Imsmere Iron Beater.
Yeah.
Imscure? Iron Beater. He's a demon. He flings still. I can play all the big guys. I can play all the big artifacts. I can play a Bosch Iron Golem finally to do my commander number 2 in the 99.
And I guess you could use like a Goblin Welder you could use like shitty little utility artifacts to get your big flinging dicks back. Big flinging dicks. I like that.
Big swinging dinks. Big flinging dinks.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes.
You could use what's the thing? The Spine of Ishsaw, right? 'Cause it's like 7, so you could like play that, kill a thing, fling it with Ixmir, and then use Goblin Welder to get it back to kill another thing.
Yeah, because it comes back into your hand, right? Spine of Ishsaw, but that's a trigger. Right? When it ETBs, it destroys something. When it dies, it goes back to your hand.
No, it goes to your graveyard, doesn't it? Or does it go back to your hand?
Doesn't it go back to your hand? When it dies?
Trigger on the stack, welder it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, man, I'm telling you, that would be one that I would like to experiment with just because Bryon Stoutarm, I've had the deck for so long, but I've kind of fallen out of love with it.
Yep.
But I don't want to take it apart because it's good and it's got lots of good stuff in it. So if I could repurpose a bunch of it, maybe
do it.
Iron flinging dinks. Yeah.
I like that.
Cool.
And that's that. And again, CCO Nation, we got a couple of weeks coming up. We're going to talk about the whole set next week. Sorry, Joe, we're going long. We might do something where we just talk about like the commander decks in a modern set, which is
hey, we got to take advantage of the TV. Look at if you're going to want to buy any of the stuff we talked about today, including those 18-cent Eldrazi's in foil, CCO save promo code at FusionGamingOnline.com.
Yes.
Last thing I want to say before your final thoughts is CCO Patreon curbside pickup EDH games. Hop in the Patreon, get onto the Discord, get your games in with the nation.
They're the best people you're going to play with that aren't us, and sometimes maybe we'll be there. Who can say?
They're probably better than us too, especially at Magic.
Yeah, that's a thing. That is definitely a thing. But so thank you guys all for being here. If you have a everything counter lady idea that will make us say the deck doesn't suck,
get it into the Discord.
I would absolutely love it to be proven wrong. So send him in. You got a couple of weeks before we'll get to that, but we will get to it if you send it in to us. So thanks again for being here with us. We're going to see you next week. Thanks for sticking with us for as long as we've been here. Joe, thanks for editing us and not coming to kill us. I'm preemptively saying that so that he doesn't murder us. And we're going to see you back here, right? Wait, what?
Yep.
We're going to see you right back here next week for another very exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!